Welcome back to College Hill Farm. This is Homestead or Quickie, number 33. Well, today I want to talk about how you identify an electric plug-in and the size it is. Any plug-in that looks like this, okay? Any plug-in that looks like that is 120 volts, 15 amps. Okay, look at it again. 120 volts, 15 amps. It uses a number 14 wire in the push-in on the sides, 14 gauge wire. You can use number 12 wire on this plug-in, but the circuit that it's used on has to be fused at 15 amps. So you're better off to use a 14 gauge wire on this and fuse it at 15 amps than to use a 12 gauge wire and fuse it at 15 amps. Somebody else might come along and go, oh, that's 12 gauge wire, I can just put in a 20 amp breaker. No, if it's a 15 amp receptacle, all you can have is a 15 amp breaker. Now, a 20 amp receptacle looks like this one. Okay, a 20 amp receptacle looks like this. You'll notice the little L right here. That lets you know that that's a 120 volt circuit, but it's 20 amps. Okay, that's a whole different animal. It can be fused with a 20 amp breaker, and it has to use number 12 wire. Now, you can use number 14 wire on this as long as you fuse the breaker at 15 amps. If you're going to use a 20 amp breaker, you've got to use 20 amp wire. You got to use 12 gauge wire. Okay, that's how you tell the difference between a 20 amp and a 15 amp outlet. Plug in a 1500 watt heater into a 15 amp outlet is not always a good idea. You really would be better off if you plugged them into a 20 amp outlet. Okay, that's Homestead Quickie number 33.